seen with this. So that's going to make your delays stretch all the way back towards Highway F, so be careful with that. We've also got a couple of other issues off the freeway. Highway 38 northbound at Layton Avenue. Going to have some lane closures with an accident. This is just north of the airport, right, basically Layton and Howell. So that's what we're running into there. Otherwise, we've got backups out of the Marquette interchange on northbound 43 all the way up to Keefe. Southbound's heavy from Hampton Avenue all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, showers developing, a low of 47 degrees. Tomorrow, showers are likely, a high of only 55. On Friday, partly cloudy, a high of 62. On Saturday, scattered showers, a high of 61. On Sunday, partly cloudy, 67 degrees. Right now, it's sunny and 66 degrees. President Joe Biden in Racine today. WTMJ's Adam Roberts was there with the president, and he's with us live in the studio. Isn't it past your bedtime, Roberts?
I don't really fall asleep ever. Or is
we
it
appreciate it. We appreciate it for sure.
Oh, very nice. All right, so let's get into this. So he's down at the Microsoft deal, talking about how Microsoft's going to come to town. Kind of tell us how this went down today and what was interesting.
So a lot of people, of course, we're all familiar with what happened 6 years ago with Foxconn. So the area around Mount Pleasant, Racine, Sturtevant, it's becoming a budding tech hub. And Microsoft, of course, already has a footprint in the area. They've got a data center, $1 billion in Mount Pleasant. And now they are unveiling a new AI data center, $3.3 billion evaluation. And so all the big names coming out today. You've got the president speaking, Governor Tony Evers was there, Corey Mason, mayor of Racine, and also the Microsoft president, Brad Smith, was there as well. And we'll get to him in just a moment. But talking about Foxconn, it was not missed by the president, taking an opportunity almost right off the bat to kind of bring up that old wound a little bit.
In fact, he came here with your Senator, Ron Johnson, literally holding a golden shovel, promising to build the 8th wonder of the world. Are you kidding me? Look what happened. They dug a hole with those golden shovels, and then they fell into it.
Didn't waste any time.
Yikes.
Julia. That was like right off the bat.
Going hard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, perfect setting to do that. You did get to talk to Brad Smith, who is with Microsoft. What did he tell you about the jobs that are coming to Wisconsin?
It's a good question, Julia. So there are going to be 2,000 permanent jobs at this data center. And Smith also told me that the plan is because we were at Gateway Technical College today, and then also there are plenty of high school students who would love to get into the tech industry themselves in the area. So the plan is to build a pipeline so that students from Mount Pleasant, Racine, Sturtevant high schools will have that sort of know-how and the understanding of what jobs are available in tech and in AI, so then they can kind of go to Gateway Tech, follow that pipeline, and maybe there's a job waiting for you at Microsoft. And also interesting, I wanted to ask Brad, we've been down this road before in this area. There have been big plans made that have fallen through. What makes this plan different than ones that had come before, and what makes this area so special, and what makes it work?
It has some infrastructure that came as part of the Foxconn effort, and we at Microsoft benefit from that. But the most important thing is the people. Everybody should know that the president of the village of Mount Pleasant is just as important to this project as the president of the United States. And one thing I appreciate, he comes to work in Mount Pleasant every day.
I mean, I would hope he would, but
It's true. The infrastructure's there. I mean, it's very smart on Microsoft's part. What about the type of jobs that Microsoft will be bringing to Wisconsin?
And how many?
So, like I said, about 2,000 permanent jobs will be at this new data center. And then as far as the reach out to students, they hope to train and certify 200 students a year from Gateway that would fill those sort of high demand, good paying jobs that they have at the data center or will have.
That's like deja vu. That's exactly what Foxconn is doing. Exactly.
I looked it up earlier today. Like, I wanted to see what the language was like. I looked it up 2 hours ago. This sounds really, 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 really familiar. It sounds like what we heard.
The Foxconn LCD screens that would be coming, and then that never happened, remember?
Right. Oh,
and
yeah.
it was going to be going through a pipeline to get all of our workers, ready at Gateway College, and it was announced there. It's so weird.
And to that end, I also asked Brad, kind of to that first point I brought up, what is going to ensure that this doesn't happen again? The president, during his speech, referred to the former Foxconn project. What is the confidence level that, compared to the previous project, this one is going to succeed for decades to come?
We have a philosophy. It's under-promise, over-deliver, and partner with the community. What we announced today is what we're going to do between now and the end of 2026. And then we hope to do more. But we won't announce things until we're ready to do them.
The governor was there. A lot of people were there, as you referenced earlier. Did he really mispronounce the governor's name again?
It is the third time in 4 visits. He's been here 4 times just in 2024, and unfortunately, I don't know if it's an aide or if he just forgets, but it happened again.
It's always great to be with one of the best governors in America, Tony Evers.
So he was hoping maybe that the applause would kind of kill it, but yeah, and Evers snuck out.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Makes me feel better when I mispronounce stuff. Listen. The president even does it.
You should be president. If you were running, I would vote for you. I can tell you
No
that.
way.
Adam Roberts, good job. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, guys.
It is 4:27 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Mixed bag today. The Dow was up 172. That's almost 0.5%. Tech stocks dragging down the NASDAQ. It was off 29 points on the day. The S&P just about flat. It was down 0.3 point. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
When it comes to simple, affordable home improvements, at Less's Glass, you'll find an array of options. Like for bath remodeling, adding a new glass shower door and beveling the edges of your mirrors, or simply having us install new mirrors to any living space in your home can add a touch of elegance and depth that can really turn a room's frown upside down. Or maybe you're thinking new cabinet doors. Before you write that check, find out how we can make your ordinary cabinet doors beautiful with a variety of glass insert options that can be easily installed into your existing wood cabinets and make a world of difference. And before you pay for new windows, call us to see if our affordable insulated glass replacement services can't save you a few bucks. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Why is abbreviation such a long word?
That, my friend, is one of life's unanswerable questions.
I mean, you'd think someone could make it shorter.
Oh, you mean like instead of saying buy one, get one, you can just say BOGO.
Yeah, kinda.
Through Monday at Hasselus Mattress, buy a new Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper, or Beauty Rest mattress, and we'll give you a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base.
Or, in other words,
BOGO.
Right.
Plus, free next day delivery and employee-free showrooms.
You mean I don't have to deal with pushy salespeople?
No.
So I can try out all the mattresses
Solo.
and through Monday I can...
BOGO.
You're a man of few words. I like that.
Buy a new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Serta Perfect Sleeper and get a free box spring or an equal amount off an adjustable base. Now through Monday at Hasselus Mattress. Find a self-service showroom near you or shop online at hasselus.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: investing big into AI.
I'm Julia Fellow. An inappropriate relationship means you're fired.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We do have an accident eastbound 94 with the left lane blocked right at Barker Road. That's stretching all the way back almost to Highway 16, so be prepared for those delays. Off the freeway system, we've got another accident. This is on southbound Howell Avenue, just north of Layton. The left lane is blocked with a crash there. Southbound 43 backing up from about Hampton Avenue down past Keith. Back on the brakes from around Locust all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Northbound slow from the Marquette all the way to Capitol Drive. ABRI's on the roads report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Showers ramp up tonight. The low will be 47 degrees. Tomorrow, more showers are likely. It's going to be cloudy, cooler, and breezy. The high will be 55 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Joe Biden touting the planned Microsoft AI data center in Racine County on his 4th visit to Wisconsin this year.
It didn't take long into President Biden's speech at Gateway Technical College to take a dig at the Foxconn project former President Trump helped groundbreak in 2018 that never came to fruition.
Foxconn turned out to be just that, a con.
The president promising this time a $3.3 billion AI data center will have a different outcome.
On my watch, we make promises and we keep promises.
At Gateway Technical College, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Vice President Kamala Harris won't be far behind. The White House just announced that she will visit Milwaukee next Thursday, May 16th. That will mark her 4th visit to the Badger State this year. It's part of her Economic Opportunity Tour. That's what they're calling it. The announcement comes just 2 weeks after Vice President Harris visited La Crosse. There, she was announcing new rules for staffing at nursing homes. She also rallied voters around abortion.
Former President Donald Trump scoring 2 legal victories this week, winning delays in his classified documents trial and the election interference case in Georgia. Political analyst Larry Sabato says Trump managed to delay 3 of the 4 criminal cases he faces.
Trump's strategy and his lawyer's strategy has worked out beautifully for him. Their strategy was very simple in all the cases. Delay, delay, delay. Stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out, get it past the election. Then when supposedly Trump is reelected, he'll make them all go away one way or the other.
Trump is being tried in New York, accused of falsifying business records to conceal hush money payments to Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election.
A teacher at Kenosha Unified School District accused of having a grooming relationship with a 12-year-old student was fired. TMJ4's Megan Lee at last night's school board meeting.
The school board decided to terminate the K-Tech West teacher who was allegedly talking with a student inappropriately on Snapchat.
Parents had been urging the district to fire the teacher for more than 2 weeks now and raised concerns about the investigation. The teacher has not been criminally charged.
A groundbreaking today for the Waukesha Parade Memorial. It's been nearly 3 years since 6 people were killed and dozens of others hurt when a man drove his SUV through the parade. Waukesha Mayor Sean Riley tells Wisconsin's Morning News the memorial at Grady Park is expected to be completed by this year's holiday parade.
It's kind of a tight construction schedule, but we got a lot of contractors that are donating their services.
The event kicks off at 5 p.m. tonight. A smaller memorial sits on Main Street at the site of the tragedy.
A documentary focusing on the impact of the fentanyl crisis in Waukesha County.
The 4-part docuseries focuses on the loss, remembrance, and the road to recovery faced by people affected by the health crisis. Health and Human Services Director Liz Aldred tells Wisconsin's Midday News.
People from first responders to mothers who have been impacted, fathers who have been impacted, and professionals, and then individuals themselves who are willing to share their stories of their journey and to send that message of hope that we can get to a better place.
Julian Johnson, WTMJ News.
The docuseries premiered yesterday at the Marcus Majestic Theater for National Fentanyl Awareness Day.
Just in time for summer, Snoop Dogg headlines Potawatomi Casino Hotel's Amplified Concert Series. The rapper will perform at Potawatomi's temporary outdoor concert venue on June 15th. Tickets go on sale this Friday, May 10th. 2 more concerts for the venue will be announced soon.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brew Crew dropped 2 of 3 against the Royals, losing today just a few minutes ago, 6-4. They're back in Milwaukee tomorrow to take on the Cardinals. Our Milwaukee Admirals take the home ice tonight for Game 3 of the best-of-5 playoff series against the Texas Stars. The Admirals trailed 2-0 in that series. And the NFL is expected to release its regular season schedule next week, Thursday.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:35. This report sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
To Travel Wisconsin with our favorite travel secretary, Ann Sayers. And this is one of my favorite segments ever with you, pet-friendly travel.
Me too. I have 2 dogs, so this is close to my heart. I love to travel with them, and they love to travel Wisconsin. They deserve it.
I think so, too. I always take my dog to Door County, and you have some doggedly good times there.
Yes. So I have done this trip too. It's a ton of fun. You can start off by booking a room at the dog-friendly Country House Resort. It's a wooded property in Sister Bay. It sits on the shoreline of Lake Michigan's Green Bay. Guests enjoy views of the lake from private balconies, stylishly decorated rooms, and a relaxing atmosphere. And the 4-legged guests appreciate in-room water and food dishes, dog beds upon request, and a dog wash area outdoors. Don't you love that?
A dog bed. I love that.
I know. Then you can bring your pups with you to Whitefish Dunes State Park. You can go hiking with your leashed dog to burn off some energy on the trails. Plus, the state park offers a pet beach that's specifically for dogs to splash around in Lake Michigan. What a cool thing for them. And then for a meal, you have to head back to Sister Bay for wood-fired pizza at the Wild Tomato. I love it there. Dogs are welcome on the outdoor patio, and you get to have some craft appetizers, salads, and pizza.
That's perfect. That the first time I ever took my dog Murphy up to Door County and he behaved himself was at Wild Tomato. And we ate
Murphy.
outside. It was perfect.
Good boy. Oh, yes.
Let's travel to Madison for some pet-friendly pints.
Yes, so you can start with a visit to the Boneyard. As the name implies, it's a dog-centric hangout spot. It's part beer garden, part off-leash dog park. You can enjoy a wide selection of beverages and snacks. Time your visit for maybe one of the fun events they host, like breed meetups. There's actually one coming up May 18th for Beagle owners, so that's something to look for. The Boneyard even has on-site grooming services that are available by appointment. Then afterward, you can check out the shops and restaurants of the Hilldale Shopping Center. The outdoor mall features an eclectic mix of restaurants and shops, and many of them are dog-friendly. You can actually identify them by window decals. So you can dine on the patio at several of the restaurants with your pooch and then even bring them into some of these select shops, which is so great. You can then make your journey an overnight one by reserving a room at the Graduate Madison in downtown. Such a cool property. Dog-friendly property welcomes travelers and their favorite friends to stay the night in comfortable accommodations.
I love that. I lived in Madison for 2 years, but I didn't have a dog, and we always go visit there without Murphy. Why am I doing that? I don't know.
You got to do it. And some of these are sort of newer places, and you can see just how popular it's becoming to travel with dogs, and folks are making that really easy.
Yeah, Hilldale Shopping Center. I'd go there all the time, and now it looks like they've done an evolution of this. It's so wonderful. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go little horseplay across Wisconsin.
Yeah, okay, so not all pet-friendly travel is just for the dogs. Wisconsin's also an excellent destination if you love horseback riding, and we've got lots of equestrian-friendly spots to check out. In northwest Wisconsin, you can head to Chippewa County to ride the Hay Meadow Trail. That's 22 miles of trail designed for horseback riding. The trail network cuts through a rolling landscape of hardwood forests, lakes, and streams. Just lovely. In southern Wisconsin, horse owners will fall in love with the Governor Dodge State Park. The park boasts 22 miles of trails for riding through the pastoral Tripolis area, which will take you to some of the most scenic and remote parts of Governor Dodge. Turn your ride into a multi-day trip maybe by staying in the park's campground. It's actually designed for visitors traveling with horses. And for those looking how to ride a horse, that would be me. You'll find stables leading guided excursions all throughout the state. One to look at is in Boulder Junction, Grassy Creek Ranch. They specialize in small, personalized trail rides in the idyllic Northwoods, perfect for beginners and families. And you can discover more horseback riding opportunities on travelwisconsin.com.
I think that that's perfect. You know, I've done a lot of different horseback riding events across Wisconsin. And I think that you hit it on the head. Scenic and remote parts of Wisconsin. I was able to see so many different areas of Wisconsin and remote areas that you would never have seen without doing it on horseback.
I love that you've done that, and I love that it's so easy now, too, for others to figure out how to make that possible for themselves.
Oh, one other thing that I've got to mention, Ann. In Door County in May, there's the Scotty Rally. Have you heard about that?
No.
There's a whole bunch of Scottish Terriers that get all dressed up in their kilts. They all do not get along with each other. It's bananas. And they walk down and do a parade at Bailey's Harbor every year.
Oh, my gosh. That sounds so fun. Is Murphy a Scotty?
Yes, my dog Murphy's a Scotty. He's a Wheaton Scottish Terrier, so he's got the recessive genes, so he's white, and he really stands out and is the star of the show. It's so great.
Well, I bet he's very cute in a kilt.
Yes, exactly. The bagpipes are even there to lead the dogs down the parade. It's so great. There's so many different things. Me too. I love Wisconsin too. There's always something.
There's always something.
We get to travel Wisconsin with our favorite travel secretary, Ann Sayers. It's so nice that you joined us. Thank you so much. Start your spring getaway at travelwisconsin.com. Ann Sayers, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 442 at WTMJ. Coming up, our guy, Dale Coinga, in charge of MMAC. I'm pretty sure he was down at the deal in Racine County today. A couple of very interesting things to talk about, including great numbers for our airport. I love it when there's big numbers at the airport. What does that mean moving forward? Dale with us after Debbie helps get you home up next on WTMJ.
Hot dog, get your hot dogs here. Hot and fresh hot dogs.
Hot diggity dog, it's baseball season. Wisconsin's Afternoon News has partnered up with Vienna Beef to bring you Brewers Ticket Tuesday.
Tune in every Tuesday during the 3 o'clock hour for your chance to win a pair of tickets for an upcoming Tuesday home game for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Nothing says summer like a hot dog in baseball, and we've got both on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
On the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Investment and retirement planning is important, but too many people put it off. It's time to have a talk with the folks at Annex Wealth Management. Getting to know Annex is an easy thing to do. If it makes sense, you move forward. In a time when insurance sales are disguised as financial planning, working with a fee-only fiduciary is a breath of fresh air. Annex operates as one team. In-house financial planning, investment, tax, and estate planning teams, all in-house. I've worked with all of them at Annex. Annex makes it convenient with branches across the WTMJ listening area. Meeting online? Yeah, that's no problem. That's where Annex Everywhere comes in. Inflation remains a real issue. Toss in global tension, market volatility, and a presidential election, and you might agree it's time for a seasoned approach for you and your family sooner than later. Visit AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button, and schedule your own appointment today. We did that years ago. It's Annex Wealth Management. Locations throughout southeast Wisconsin, northern Illinois, Florida are always as close as your computer. It's Annex. Know the difference. Fee-only fiduciary. Annex Wealth Management.
Are you backed up? Hey, it's okay. We all get a little backed up every now and then. And when that happens, you need a professional to get in there and blast out that blockage. Wait, you do know I'm talking about your pipes, right? At Mr. Holland's Home Services, we know from experience that a clogged drain is a big old pain. Left untreated, dirt, debris, and other sloppy sludge piles up in your pipes to form an annoying obstacle that prevents a steady flow of flushables. So if you're a little backed up, your drain that is, call Mr. Holland's Home Services. As long as we have an easy entry point, we can send a camera down your pipe to find the objectionable obstruction. And then we flush it out. Mr. Holland's Plumbing Prodigies have the training to get you draining. So don't get backed up. Take the strain off your drain and call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. If you're feeling drained, we can help.
Since 1955, Geist Garage Doors has been the trusted authority in Wisconsin. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Give my friends at Geist a call. Doors and openers for every budget are available, and they'll even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. Check out GeistDoors.com or call 262-784-4250. Or do what I did. Check out their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors, openers, and their custom design room. Wherever you are in southeast Wisconsin, don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't think twice. Call Geist. Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Hurt at work? Call Tayback for the payback. An injury at work may leave you eligible for compensation benefits, including lost wages, coverage of medical bills, or a cash settlement. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Traffic and weather. Let's get a look at the roads with Debbie Lazaga.
All right, Julia, we've got some problems on eastbound 94. There's this accident here at Barker Road that is causing some issues. Left lane is blocked and delays are stretching all the way back towards Highway 16. So that's something to keep in mind. We've also got more delays then from about 68th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. On westbound 94, slow out of the Marquette all the way to Hawley Road. And northbound 43, very heavy out of the Marquette interchange all the way up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Night showers are developing. The low will be 47 degrees. Tomorrow, showers are likely. It's going to be cloudy, cooler, and breezy. The high will be 55 degrees. Friday, partly cloudy. Night showers. The high will be 62 degrees. Saturday, scattered showers. The high will be 61. And Sunday, partly cloudy. The high will be 67 degrees. Currently in Milwaukee, it's 69 degrees.
Dale Koinga is the president of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce, and he's with us live in the studio. Dale, good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here.
Good afternoon.
So you're at the Microsoft announcement. This is a big deal, and this is really, really exciting stuff. If people had no idea that this was happening and asked you, describe what happened down there today and why this is important, what would you tell them?
Yeah, so artificial intelligence is the next frontier in America, in the world. And essentially what they announced today was Microsoft's big investment, the one that the president came to, is going to be in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin, the Milwaukee region. And what that looks like is when you have that presence here, and they mentioned that when we were there, is that we also have a manufacturing presence here, is the ability to take this AI new technology and couple it with our manufacturing sector. And they talk about new partnerships they have with places like University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. So a lot of different aspects to this. I mean, for a lot of families, it's going to be a lot of good paying jobs. I mean, over 2,000 construction jobs. There's going to be over 2,000 permanent jobs there. And just a lot of momentum there. And I think it's going to be great for the region.
When do you think it's all going to be done? What's their promise to Wisconsin?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a long-term project. They didn't give an end date, but if you listen to what they're doing, what they're putting out there, they said this was their initial. This is up from what they announced previously, but they didn't say when the end date was. I think AI is something that's going to keep growing and growing.
I think Brad Smith with Microsoft did tell our Adam Roberts 2026. Is that a good ballpark time of when that construction would be over?
For that phase.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it's going to be phased, right? It's going to be a lot of stuff that grows and grows and grows if things go the way they hope.
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft's made no secret that they are putting, I mean, this is on their earnings call. If you look at their earnings calls, they said that they're spending billions of dollars on artificial intelligence hardware. And so they announced today over $3 billion right here in Mount Pleasant. And I don't know what the future holds, but I think Milwaukee area is in a great position to continue to secure this type of technology.
Dale Koinga is with us. Dale, Julie, and I were commenting as we listened to the comments from Brad Smith and from the mayors and elected officials down there that a lot of it sounded very similar when Foxconn came. Foxconn does have a presence here. Foxconn does have jobs here. I think people don't realize that. But it's not at the level that people had hoped and that we were led to believe would be the case. What's the status of Foxconn in Wisconsin right now?
Yeah, it could have been up to 13,000 jobs, we heard.
Yeah. Well, Foxconn is an employer in Wisconsin with over 1,000 employees. They're one of the larger employers still. So on a standalone basis, minus that huge announcement 4 or 5 years ago, I don't know how long ago, it's maybe longer than that, it's by its own merit, they're still a big employer here. And things change. I mean, markets change, global competitive landscapes change, leaders change. And so Foxconn is still an employer in Wisconsin. I mean, quite frankly, Foxconn had to agree to a lot of the releasing of rights in that area. So they have been helpful in parts of this process. And so, just want to make sure that as we celebrate Microsoft's success, that we're not diminishing another employer who wants to invest in our area like Foxconn.
Well, and Scott Walker legislators did make sure that the deal they negotiated protected taxpayers. They did not get, you were part of this, they did not get a lot of the stuff that they would have gotten if the numbers would have been better. So we were protected, and because the infrastructure was in place, thanks to Foxconn, it was attractive to Microsoft. It's attractive to others.
Yeah, so when Foxconn passed, the legislation said that, okay, if you're going to do this investment and we're going to make this investment from a government's perspective, both at Mount Pleasant, at the state, at the county, if you're going to make that type of investment, we want guarantees that we're going to have a certain assessed value that you're going to pay property taxes on. And so they guaranteed that. And what happened was they weren't near reaching that assessed value. So what they did is they agreed, Microsoft approached, they agreed, said, okay, Microsoft, if you want to do this, then that releases them of those assessed value obligations. So it all worked out in the end. I mean, it was a meandering path, but sometimes business and politics and economies work in meandering paths. So we're in a good spot. And from our perspective, MMAC, M7 perspective, the last thing I want to do is make this political. These are great jobs. They're going to employ people that are across the political spectrum, people that just want to take care of their families. And this is technology that's going to improve our healthcare, improve our manufacturing, improve the ability for education, information, dissemination. So let's all go in the right direction and keep building on this momentum.
I want to switch gears and ask you about something I know is very important to you, and it's important to our community. It's the All-In Milwaukee Scholarship Funding. It's a partnership between MMAC and United Healthcare. What are we talking about here?
Well, I did a interview with over 300 CEOs last year, and I heard about two big liabilities. I mean, the big liability that a lot of companies have are on their balance sheet. They have this big liability for healthcare on their income statement, like, hey, healthcare is costing us a lot of money. And then they also, in a community perspective, we look at liability of only 15%. 15% of Milwaukee high school graduates are going on to graduate college, 4-year or 2-year. So we put those two liabilities together. We offer a health care plan, MMAC, with United Healthcare. It's been very successful. And with proceeds from that relationship, we're investing it in students in Milwaukee high school, $600,000 that is going to invest in side-by-side coaching and mentoring through this program called All in Milwaukee to see these students go through college and come out on the back end in the healthcare field, which, by the way, the shortage of healthcare workers is part of the inflation in healthcare cost. And so partnering with All in Milwaukee on that, United Healthcare, and tons of excitement about what we're doing there. We want to do more of that in the future.
So that's Milwaukee Public Schools students?
That's all types of schools. That's charter schools, private schools, Milwaukee Public Schools, and they take a good representation, All in Milwaukee does, from all three types of schools.
Wow.
Great news from our airport. Tell us the first quarter numbers from Milwaukee's airport.
Well, the Milwaukee airport just continues to gain momentum, which is great because as the airport gains momentum, we get more and more options. And so a lot of great folks over there are doing great work. But yeah, the airport is going to see additional flights, and they're going to see additional flights we talked about previous weeks. And that is in part because the numbers are up. And spring break, particularly, was a time at the Milwaukee airport where there's a lot of folks going through the Milwaukee airport, a lot of international travel. I know that those were direct flights or connecting flights. But yeah, the airport is almost at pre-COVID levels. And so that's good because a lot of airports nationally are not at that level, but Milwaukee airport has reached that point, and we're on a trajectory to keep adding more flights.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So I'm a Milwaukee airport guy. I don't like to wait in line at O'Hare and park 30 minutes away, and I love the Milwaukee airport.
Me too.
Me too. I just flew to the East Coast and connected through Chicago. And instead of driving down to O'Hare, I started in Milwaukee, took the little flight to Chicago, and then flew from Chicago. I'd much rather deal with our airport. And for those people who say, I want more flights to Los Angeles, I want to be able to fly direct to Portland, you need to fly through our airport because they evaluate all of that, and that will lead to them deciding to add capacity at our airport.
Yeah, we have the best USO in the country, in my opinion.
Oh, that's great. Do we really? That's great to know.
I think so. And I've been to all the USOs, I feel like. And they also we have the greatest used bookstore, Renaissance, is amazing. And if you ever see, I got really nice shiny shoes because we also have the best shoe shine guys at the airport. They're great.
They need to hire you for the ads that they do for the airport.
I'm a fan.
Hey, Dale, let's talk about what's going on with the startup working with Sojourner Family Peace Center. We have the folks from Sojourner on all the time. The work they do there is so important. What's this partnership like?
Well, this is tough to talk about. Sojourner works with thousands of domestic violence victims in our community. Domestic violence is a problem here in Milwaukee. It's a problem throughout Wisconsin, throughout the nation. So what's great about technology is technology can be applied in all different fashions. And so in Milwaukee Startup News, we have an article about Nexian Liz Kohler, who started a company. And what that company does is it creates technology, GPS-enabled, that if you are in a bind, if you feel like you're in an emergency because of the domestic violence situation, then you use this technology through Nexian Solutions, and then you could call for help. And so hopefully that gains momentum as far as a tool, because as you have more of them out there, it gets cheaper. So it's great to see technology coming alongside these women with a great not-for-profit like Sojourner to provide a solution.
It's important stuff.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Important for sure. Dale Koinga is the president of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce. Always good to have your perspective, Dale. Thanks for being with us.
See you next week.
Thank you.
It is 4:55 at WTMJ. Business headlines. It's Logan Hansen at the Milwaukee Business Journal.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Marquette University begins its search for a new director of athletics as current AD Bill Scholl announced his decision to retire once a successor is chosen. Scholl has held the position since 2014. Microsoft is investing $3.3 billion to expand its Mount Pleasant data center between now and the end of 2026. This project will create 2,300 union construction jobs and 2,000 permanent jobs over time. Kohler Co. sells a majority stake of Kohler Energy to Platinum Equity. Platinum Equity is owned by Detroit Pistons owner Tom Gores. The price of this deal was not disclosed. I'm Logan Hansen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For over 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service and luxurious accommodations. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at the Pfister. Enjoy fine dining at its acclaimed restaurants and pamper yourself with a service from the Well Spa and Salon. Experience the hotel's afternoon tea program or take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today at thepfisterhotel.com.
What a gorgeous day. Am I right? Did you get outside? Hey, everybody, Debbie Loziga here for Comfort Awnings, and I sure did, and I definitely needed it. Well, actually, my dog did. You see, one of my dogs is all black, and all the sunshine, even though it felt so good to me, well, to him, well, he was one big panting ball of energy, poor little guy. That's when I hit the button on my beautiful Comfort Awnings retractable awning. It unfurled, and the look I got from my little Dougie was one of thanks and relaxation as he plopped down on the grass. Last year, I called the guys from Comfort Awnings in Burlington, and they came right over, did all the measurements, helped me pick out the color, the fabric, everything that makes my house look absolutely great. They installed the awning, and just like that, I have an extension of my living space. If you're looking to improve your outdoor living area, give the local and family-owned Comfort Awnings a call at 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate, or visit comfortawnings.com.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Town Bank. Town Bank, I was just in my Town Bank location today, as a matter of fact. I love the guys in there. I love the gals in there. They get it done. They look after you. Do you ever look at your bank account and feel like you really aren't saving anything at all? That's because many conventional banks, they want you to pound the savings account, put it in the savings account, maybe a checking account that gains a little bit of interest. At Town Bank, they view banking differently, and they actually want to see your savings grow. With their amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. It's Town Bank. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Town Bank, best banking locations, best banking solutions, best customer service online and in the buildings. It's Town Bank. Bank differently with Town Bank. It's Wisconsin's bank. It's my bank. It's Town Bank. Member FDIC.
$1, just $1 over cost, and you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. Available at all 5 Griffin stores. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Traffic is sponsored by Tehan Greenhouses in Oak Creek. Buy direct and local for all of your garden plants.
Mother's Day is Sunday. Get a beautiful hanging basket or flowering deck planter or a gift certificate for mom from Tehan Greenhouses. Support local and save. Buy direct from Tehan Greenhouses.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Your top story, Biden back in the Badger State.
I'm Julia Fellow. The encampments must go, or else.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound 94, that accident near Barker Road is now gone. Delays are still working themselves out. So be prepared for a big delay from about Highway 16 through to about Barker Road. Then we've also got backups eastbound from about 76th Street all the way through the stadium. The westbound side's backed up out of the Marquette interchange all the way to Hawley Road. Northbound 43 is a bit tight out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe, with the southbound side slowing from about Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, showers develop, a low of 48 degrees. Tomorrow, showers are likely, cool, breezy, a little warmer than today, but a little cooler than today, a high of only 55 tomorrow. Right now, it's 65 with a little bit of scattered rain activity. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a developing story this afternoon. The Kenosha County Sheriff's Department says it's currently on scene for a death investigation in the area of 7th Street and Wood Road near the Pike River, saying there's no threat to the community or UW Parkside. WTMJ has reached out to the sheriff's office for further comment.
President Biden returning to Wisconsin, touting a planned expansion of a major tech company's southeast Wisconsin footprint.
$3.3 billion being invested in an AI data center here in Racine County. Microsoft President Brad Smith, one of many speakers ahead of President Biden today at Gateway Technical College. Smith tells WTMJ what makes the Mount Pleasant area such a promising future tech hub.
It has some infrastructure that came as part of the Foxconn effort, and we at Microsoft benefit from that. But the most important thing is the people.
At Gateway Technical College, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
One unexpected comment from the president training workers across the country to fix infrastructure, including in Wisconsin.
Last month, I announced 4 new hubs to continue to train workers for the jobs of the future. One of which is in Milwaukee, that trains workers to help replace every poisonous lead pipe in America in a decade and funded by the infrastructure law.
Biden plans to continue giving more access to jobs that don't require a 4-year college degree.
As President Biden spent time in Sturtevant today, Vice President Kamala Harris will not be far behind. The White House just announced she will visit Milwaukee next Thursday, May 16th. That will mark her 4th visit to Wisconsin this year. It's part of her economic opportunity tour. That's what they're calling it. The announcement comes just 2 weeks after Vice President Harris visited La Crosse. There, she announced new rules for staffing at senior nursing homes. She also rallied voters around abortion.
Administrators at UW-Milwaukee giving an update today on their stance regarding the protest encampment.
UWM Chancellor Mark Money saying investigations into the UWM Foundation confirm the university has no direct investments in weapons manufacturers or with Middle East governments, although it does hold mutual equity funds that do include a variety of major industries. Money says the main conflict is that protest leaders say they won't leave until all demands are met, including ones he says are legally impossible for UWM to meet. The chancellor confirming that if the encampment isn't taken down voluntarily, the university will take action. Money not providing a date that will happen, though. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Talks breaking down today between student protest leaders and administrators at UW-Madison. University administration saying campus leadership is disappointed in the students' decision to walk out of this morning's negotiations, saying there continues to be a misunderstanding of how much influence the chancellor can actually have over UW-Madison's endowment. Despite the breakdown, there is the possibility student organizers want to meet again tomorrow, which the administration says they are open to.
Coming up, what's on your vanity plate?
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time at 5:04.
This report is sponsored by Truestone Financial, your neighborhood credit union. Visit truestone.org today.
Whether you're an accomplished DIYer or a proud do-it-for-meer, give your home an upgrade with a home equity loan from Truestone Financial. With rates as low as 5.99% APR and for a limited time, no closing costs. Your Truestone home equity loan is do-anything financing that makes your home more just the way you wanted her. It's your house. Go nuts. It's true, because we're Truestone. Improve your pad at truestone.org. Terms and conditions apply. Closing cost offer not valid with competing offers or promotions. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My home is my happy place. It's happier thanks to CertaPro Painters. They painted the exterior of our house. It was quick. It was easy. You can schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's CertaPro with a C. Estimates are easy. Estimates are accurate. They clean up. CertaPro Painters are the real deal. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Even though labor costs are higher, we all know the American worker is the most efficient, most productive worker in the world, especially employees in the Midwest.
Ben and Arvid from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
There's advantages to that outweigh extra labor cost. Freight costs are way cheaper if it's made locally.
If you build furniture in China and you send it to the Midwest, it's 8,000 miles to get here. And in order to make that travel, you have to be well packaged, heavy cardboard, lots of bubble wrap. We don't do any of that. Our furniture travels from the wood shop to our warehouse and right to the customer.
PennyMustard.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Injuries happen, but you don't have to play in pain or stay on the sidelines. Whether it's your kids dealing with a sports injury, college athletes, or the rest of us weekend warriors, the experts at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin will quickly diagnose your problem, lay out a treatment plan that works for you, and get you back in the game. They fixed my knee. My mother-in-law is back on the dance floor with a new hip. These are the experts you can trust. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:07.
The Wisconsin Department of Transportation Division of Motor Vehicles now offering 2 new special license plates.
One creates awareness for suicide prevention, with proceeds going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. The other, encouraging pet owners to spay, neuter, and adopt, with proceeds going to The Fix is In. The new plates join a growing list of 53 special license plates in Wisconsin, which can be viewed and ordered online through the Wisconsin DMV website. Plates can be personalized. Fees include a $25 contribution to each respective organization. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers dropped 2 of 3 against the Royals, losing today 6-4. And the Admirals take the home ice tonight for Game 3 of the best-of-5 series against the Stars. The Admirals trail 2-0 in that series.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:07.
Sponsored by Grandview Homes, the name you know, the name you trust. GrandviewHomes.com.
I'm looking for the fastest and easiest way to sell my home, and I keep hearing one name over and over. So I ask people, why Grandview Homes instead of a real estate agent?
Well, everything they say in their TV ads is true, and then some. Very fair price, no real estate agent fees or closing costs.
After 46 years in the same house, we accumulated a lot of stuff. It was very convenient to just leave everything.
They even switched the utilities out of your name.
Well, that's nice. I guess they really try to make it easy.
Easy, quick, and fair.
Within weeks, we had closed and couldn't be happier.
Sounds like you'd recommend Grandview.
I would, without a doubt, recommend Grandview Homes.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is the name you know and the name you can trust. We buy every home as is, and you'll get a fair cash offer in just hours. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Happy Wednesday.
Yay.
Glad you're hanging out with us. There are more than 500,000 Catholics in the Milwaukee metro area. And no matter your faith, Archbishop Jerome Listecki is inviting all current law enforcement personnel, first responders, their families, friends, and especially department retirees to a special Mass. It's tomorrow night at 6:30 at St. Jehoshaphat Basilica.
It's so beautiful. It's
It
one of my
is.
favorite. It's called a Blue Mass. And this Mass is very close to the Archbishop's heart. And I spoke to him earlier today.
An uncle who was a Chicago police officer, a cousin who was a Chicago police officer. I myself was a chaplain of the 327th Military Police out of O'Hare. There is a sense of solidarity, knowing the type of courage that's displayed by those who serve.
This is an emotional Mass, this Blue Mass, for many, to be sure that our police, fire, and EMTs, they all know that they are appreciated.
We also pray for those who, in the line of action, whose lives were taken or injured or hurt. We remember them and remember how supportive we should be for our friends who are placing themselves in the line of fire to protect us.
Very true. And if you didn't know this, there is a red, white, and blue mass.
I never knew that.
Every single year. I didn't know that. The red mass is for lawyers and judges, and
Okay.
that number of our Wisconsin Supreme Court justices actually go to Washington, D.C. for the red mass, and that's usually in October. There's a white mass, which is a tribute to doctors. That covers a profession that form us as a society, which happens around the beginning of the school year. And then tomorrow night is the blue mass, a prayer to protect those in the front lines, which includes our police, fire, and EMTs.
The laws that join us together and protect us are given over as guardians to these men and women who make sure that we have the freedoms to be able to enjoy being citizens of this entire state of Wisconsin.
All faiths are welcome. That's Archbishop Jerome Listecki there. Again, that special mass takes place tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. at St. Joseph Basilica.
That is such good stuff. And speaking of those on the front line, we want to honor those who dedicate their lives to keeping us safe. It's the first responders who went above and beyond this past year in Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. I love that Scaffidi does this. You can nominate your first responder now at WTMJ.com or in the WTMJ mobile app. The nomination period is open through May 10th. Finalists will be recognized during Hero Week. That's May 20th through the 24th. Steve tells all their great stories. Help us tell the stories. Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service nominations taking place for a couple more days. Go to WTMJ.com. It's presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. It is WTMJ's Salute to Service. It is 5:12 at WTMJ.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Hey, John Mercure here. We're all living longer. Well, society, we're generally living longer. And you know what that means. It's great news, but there's more health issues. And among the top of the list, memory care, Alzheimer's, dementia, that sort of thing. Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living is transforming the culture of that care. Azura Memory Care, I've been in their facilities. They are the best. They're great. They look out for all of us. They take care of people. And to help us better understand what it's about, they have a virtual dementia tour. I've done this. I've done the virtual dementia tour. Experience what it's like to live with dementia by walking in their shoes. It's a simulation. It's unbelievable. You go, you put on a headset, you put on some goggles, you put on gloves, all sorts of stuff, and it's a virtual dementia tour. It's free, and it's May 16th from 9 to 4 at their location on Port Washington Road. If you'd like to experience what it's like to have dementia, it's very powerful. Visit AzuraLiving.com. You can register there, AzuraLiving.com.
A Brewers Group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. Birthday parties, anniversaries, or bachelor parties. You can count on the Brewers to host. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Plus, get set up with customizable tailgate spaces, seating blocks in your favorite spot at American Family Field, and much more. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. We agree, right? Potholes stink. Now, recent weather means this could be one of the worst years yet. Johnson & Sons Paving is up to the challenge. This team has over 2 decades experience. When potholes pop up in your asphalt, Johnson & Sons Paving will patch them up or replace the whole parking lot. Take a look at johnsonsonspaving.com. Sign a parking lot paving contract before May 31st, and you might just get me out on the job site working with the crew. Find full contest details at WTMJ.com/contests.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
While you're navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
Traffic and weather, Debbie Lazaga, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Well, we got some issues out on the road right now. We've got northbound 41 just north of North Avenue. We've got an accident off on the right shoulder, so watch for that. On and off the brakes on 94 as you're coming in from Highway 164 all the way past Barker Road. We had basically an accident at Barker Road. That's been cleared, but the delays are still working themselves out. Westbound is going to be slow from the Zoo interchange all the way to about Calhoun. Speaking of Calhoun, we've got a weird slowdown on the Rock Freeway coming in from Moreland Road all the way just past Calhoun. I don't have any indications of an accident. I didn't see anything on the camera, so if you did happen to see something, and you can give us a call, 414-238-9329. Let us know if you see any accidents or anything. But yeah, it's definitely slow on the Rock Freeway heading westbound or southbound, depending on how you look at it. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, showers developing, a low of 47 degrees. Tomorrow, showers likely, a high of 55. On Friday, partly cloudy, 62. On Saturday, scattered showers, 61. On Sunday, partly cloudy, a high of 67 degrees. So I've been alive for 20,000 days. And I had one of the top 3 days or 4 days of my entire life this past Saturday.
I love to hear that.
So my daughter Amy, my baby girl, got married in Hilton Head. And it was so spectacular. Her dress was beautiful. She's stunning. She's gorgeous. The guy she married is fantastic. We love him. He's not just like part of our family, like you hear people say, like, you're part of our family. He is part of our family. And his name's Walter. And so I was gone last week because I was at the wedding. So we went down early. We have a place in Hilton Head. And I went down to just make sure everything was ready and last minute errands and all that stuff. And the 4 days was a packed 4 days of the weekend. So people came into town. The only person that this wasn't a destination wedding for was Michelle's mom, who lives near Hilton Head.
Right.
The other 60 people that were there all came in from out of town. And so on Thursday night at our place, we had a cookout. We had everybody over, and it was fantastic. It was very low-key. It was beer and wine and burgers and hot dogs on the grill and that sort of thing. Saturday was the big wedding, and it was outside at a beautiful, stunning venue called Port Royal. It had big live oak trees with the Spanish moss draped in the trees, and Amy and Walter were there with all the people that loved them. And they got married, and it was 80 degrees, and it was sunny. I've rarely seen my wife, Michelle, who I've been married to for 34 years, as happy. It was beaming.
There's just a feeling. I don't know. It brought my family closer together when I got married in Milwaukee in 2018.
Isn't it a magic how it does that?
Magical.
It's really magic.
Yeah, magical.
It's special. So it was stunning. That was outside. Then out on a beautiful veranda, we had the reception, and there was a great dinner, and there was dancing, and there was speeches. My other daughter, Kiera, the matron of honor, gave, I know I'm biased, but I think the best wedding speech I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, my gosh.
Incredible. So just part of it, and I'm going to paraphrase so I won't get it exactly right. She looked at her sister who had just gotten married, and she said, for us, it was always we. It was Kiera and Amy, and it was we. We played soccer together. We were best friends. We grew up together. And now, Amy, when you say the word we, it's usually going to be you and Walter. You're the new we.
Oh.
And it was just really, really incredible. And then Sunday we had a brunch, and it was on the beach at a beautiful beach house. And so people came. It was Cinco de Mayo, so we had a Mexican-themed brunch.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing.
It was really, really cool and beautiful. If you'd like to, I've got emails from a couple of random listeners and a bunch of tweets. If you'd like to see a picture of us on the wedding day, you can text the word wedding, 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 to 855-616-1620. If you text the word wedding, it's going to take you to my Twitter account with the picture of us there.
Your daughter looked absolutely beautiful. She had kind of like a sweetheart kind of shaped top of the dress, and then the bottom had the beautiful lace. Your wife looked beautiful. Is your suit the same as the groom's?
No, mine is a little bit different. So I bought that tuxedo coat just to have something different. In that, you can see the pocket square. The pocket square that I'm wearing, she made for me as my wedding gift on that day. She was a fashion design major in school. And the bow tie I'm wearing was one of the first things she made when she was at Syracuse. And it's got the lyrics to It's a Wonderful World.
Oh, my gosh.
And
I can't believe it.
And that's the song we danced to then that night at the reception, the father-daughter dance. So text the word wedding, WEDDING, and you can see a picture of all that. And I want to thank everybody that sent me so many nice well wishes, and I'm truly blessed. We're truly blessed.
Congratulations. Fantastic.
Yeah, great
Now you
stuff.
got to pay the bill.
Yep, and I'm done with weddings. Weddings, all done, no more. It is 5:20 at WTMJ.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
Griffin Chevrolet in Milwaukee. The spring special Griffin's got going on right now. They'll inspect and rotate your tires, check your battery, complete multi-point inspection, check your heat, change your wiper blades and air filter for $179.95. It's that great. And what about selection of vehicles? Oh my gosh, they've got them. 65 new vehicles in stock, ready to be delivered. Find a fresh selection at Griffin Chevrolet today. For great used trucks and capable SUVs and budget vehicles, see Griffin Chevy in the Metro Auto Mall. Ask about our GM certified models starting at under $20,000. Last car we bought at Griffin Chevrolet. A Blazer that's absolutely beautiful. Check out the all-new 2024 Chevy Traverse and the popular 2024 Chevrolet Equinox. They've got them all. Best selection, best service. It's Griffin Chevrolet.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Crazy story I want to share with you and then tell you why it really matters. This is out of Waukesha. A Waukesha man and woman, he's 28, she's 67. He's 28, she's 67. Yeah, it's only 40 years. Were caught having sex in the lobby of the jail in Waukesha County. So you and I have both been here as a journalist. You walk in, there's a lobby area, and then there's a glass panel where you can talk to somebody and ask for help. So apparently, this couple walks in there, and they start to have sex. And it's all sorts of different sex acts. And it's the older woman with the younger guy. And the guy behind the glass calls a deputy who eventually comes up and says, "What are you guys doing?" And the woman says, "He's my boyfriend." And he had left by then. So it was just the woman. The guy did his deed and left. The girlfriend's left there. And she says, "Yeah, it was consensual. I tried to cover us up with pieces of clothing." They find the guy, the 28-year-old. He says, "You know what? Sex happens. I knew there were cameras there, but sex happens. We tried to go to a boarding house and we couldn't. We were locked out. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, so we just came here to get it on."
Oh, my gosh.
So they did. They eventually got arrested and ticketed. And the question remains, why were they able to do this without officials there being able to kick them out of the public lobby sooner?
Exactly. So I talked to Waukesha County Supervisor Peter Wolf. He says there's been people sleeping in the Waukesha County Jail's lobby for days at a time, and that's the issue.
And I had heard a couple weeks ago that somebody had been basically sleeping overnight in the lobby of the jail. I was a little surprised that when the sheriff's staff indicated they couldn't do anything about it. So that's when I talked to staff, and they began conversations with Corp Counsel and even the sheriff to look at what we could do to change that and create a mechanism for the sheriff.
So this is why the person in the lobby in the front desk felt a little bit paralyzed when this was happening, because it has to rise to a certain level, sexual intercourse, okay, before you can intervene. So he found out there's no laws on the books for the city or county It's a public building, 24/7. The jail lobby has to be open.
That space, the lobby of the jail itself, is open 24 hours to allow families to put payments onto inmates' commissary accounts and things like that. Since that area is open 24 hours, the public should always have access to it, but there wasn't a mechanism to go beyond that.
Okay, so that's understandable. It has to be open 24/7. You want to bail somebody out. This happened, John, at 3 a.m. last Thursday. So
Middle of the night.
What? I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he hopes that the ordinance will go to the full county board this month, and the law's drafted. It basically says you're welcome in public spaces like a jail lobby. If you get released and you're waiting for a ride, for example, you can still take a nap.
But if they spend 2 nights there, they're no longer in the course of conducting reasonable business.
I think that's reasonable. I mean, that's crazy. Why is this happening? I don't know. The homeless issue goes far beyond the jail, he says. There's tents near the Fox River Trail. I was actually out there. I was trying to interview some of the people there because it's become a huge issue. It looks like full-on mobile homes.
It's crazy.
Pretty much. And there's garbage everywhere. There's also been complaints of some homeless people going into people's hot tubs in people's backyards. And yes, John, they were caught taking baths in hot tubs.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so there's a homeless problem.
It's definitely been a problem, even out in Waukesha County, where people don't think that it's a problem. There are places for those individuals. There's shelters.
He says that the bill, the ordinance, should go before the full county board and become law later this month. He thinks it's going to be unanimous.
And we'll keep you updated on the court charges. Meanwhile, the 28-year-old guy and his 67-year-old girlfriend, both charged with disorderly conduct, could face time behind bars. Hopefully not in the same jail cell.
Please.
It's 5:27 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Mixed today. The Dow up 172. NASDAQ was off 29. And the S&P was flat on the day. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com. Click the Get Started button now. It's Annex Wealth Management.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature brought to you by the Freighter to the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. If you have chronic ringing or other sounds in your ears, you know how frustrating and disruptive it can be. To help us understand tinnitus and what you can do about it is Dr. Marcia Dewey, an audiologist who specializes in tinnitus with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Dewey, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the basics. What is tinnitus?
So tinnitus is the perception of sounds that are inside of you that are not coming from the outside. Most of the time people refer to it as ringing in the ears, but it really can be any sound. So it can be ringing, buzzing, humming, hissing, static, pulsing, even music. It's more important really to understand what tinnitus is not. Tinnitus is not a disease. It does not harm you. It doesn't cause physical damage to your body. It is actually safe to hear. It is actually a benign condition that is most commonly associated with hearing loss.
Are there medications, supplements, or dietary changes that will help with tinnitus?
So there is no universal cure for tinnitus. That means that there's no single procedure, treatment, pill that we are going to be able to shut off tinnitus. So there is no specific recommendations for taking any type of medication or supplement. However, there are many different effective tools out there that we do use that can help people to manage their tinnitus.
So if tinnitus really bothers somebody, what can they do about it?
First, you can come to our program. Many people have hearing loss, so we may just fit you with hearing aids, and those will help you to hear better and also to calm the tinnitus sound down. We also use sounds in a therapeutic way so that we can help distract you from the tinnitus and make that tinnitus distress less. We educate you and give you counseling about what tinnitus is and what tinnitus isn't.
You can get a personalized plan, education, counseling, or sound therapy, proven methods for relief and success coping with tinnitus. Dr. Marcia Dewey, an audiologist, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
You can find a doctor who's right for you by visiting Freighter.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Treat mom to the very best this week at Sendik's. Large Golden King crab legs are just $17.99 per pound. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, local cybersecurity breach.
I'm Julia Fellow. Groundbreaking at a memorial.
Southbound on the Rock Freeway, we've got big delays basically coming up from before Moreland Road all the way to Calhoun. So watch out for that. Looks like it is a trailer that came separated from a truck cab, so careful with that. On westbound 94, backing up out of the Marquette interchange all the way to about Hawley Road. We also have an accident on the ramp from 794 westbound straight through the Marquette off on the right shoulder. You'll be back on the brakes from the Zoo interchange all the way past Moreland Road towards Barker Road. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, showers continue to develop. The low will be 48 degrees. Tomorrow, showers likely. It's going to be cloudy, cooler, and breezy. The high will be 55 degrees. The current temperature is 69 degrees in Milwaukee.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a developing story this afternoon. The Kenosha County Sheriff's Department says it's currently on scene for a death investigation in the area of 7th Street and Wood Road near the Pike River, saying there's no threat to the community or UW Parkside. The sheriff asked the community to avoid the northeast quarter of the trails while they investigate. WTMJ has reached out to the sheriff's office for further comment.
Ascension, Wisconsin says some of its systems have been interrupted in a cybersecurity attack. TMJ4's Mary Jo Ola has more details on how it's affecting patients.
They said that they responded immediately, started an investigation, and put into place remediation efforts. Now, Ascension also says that their care teams are ensuring that any patient care delivery continues to be safe and minimally impacted as much as possible. But the health system at this point is still working to figure out what information is affected by this situation. Now, I did reach out to other health systems in the area. They all tell me that they are not experiencing similar issues.
Ascension now working with the FBI to see if any information was affected by this situation.
President Biden touting the planned Microsoft AI data center in Racine County on his 4th visit to Wisconsin this year.
It didn't take long into President Biden's speech at Gateway Technical College to take a dig at the Foxconn project former President Trump helped groundbreak in 2018 that never came to fruition.
Foxconn turned out to be just that, a con.
The president promising this time a $3.3 billion AI data center will have a different outcome.
On my watch, we make promises and we keep promises.
At Gateway Technical College, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
After President Biden spent time in Sturtevant today, Vice President Kamala Harris will not be far behind. The White House just announced she will visit Milwaukee next Thursday, May 16th. That will mark her 4th visit to Wisconsin this year. It's part of her economic opportunity tour. The announcement comes just 2 weeks after President Harris visited La Crosse. There, she announced new rules for staffing at senior nursing homes. She also rallied voters around abortion.
The motion to end Mike Johnson's tenure as House Speaker is over as quickly as it was proposed. Georgia lawmaker Marjorie Taylor Greene pressed forward with her long-shot effort to remove Representative Mike Johnson from the Speaker's position, despite widespread criticism from many of her fellow Republicans.
On this vote, the yeas are 359, the nays are 43, with 7 answering present. The motion is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Greene's motion was soundly defeated by a large majority of Republicans and Democrats.
Milwaukee school board members ordering a special election on November 5th to replace board member Aisha Carr. She resigned last Wednesday. The winner will serve the remainder of Carr's term, which is up in April of 2025. If more than 2 candidates run for Carr's seat, a primary election would take place in August. Unlike other school boards, MPS cannot appoint board members to fill vacancies. It must hold a special election.
Meanwhile, MPS Superintendent Dr. Keith Posley's budget proposal for next school year includes eliminating 288 full-time positions. This just over a month after voters approved a $252 million public schools referendum. The district will receive $140 million of that money in 2024. According to Posley, MPS is still projected to face a $200 million shortfall.
A groundbreaking today for Waukesha Parade Memorial. It's been nearly 3 years since 6 people were killed and dozens of others were hurt when a man drove his SUV through the parade. Waukesha Mayor Sean Riley tells Wisconsin's Morning News the memorial at Grady Park is expected to be completed by this year's holiday parade.
It's kind of a tight construction schedule, but we got a lot of contractors that are donating their services.
The event is underway right now. A smaller memorial sits on Main Street at the site of the tragedy.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers dropped 2 of 3 against the Royals, losing today 6-4. They're back in Milwaukee tomorrow to take on the Cardinals. The Athletic reporting that Milwaukee Bucks forward Thanasis Antetokounmpo has sustained a torn Achilles tendon and will undergo surgery. The Milwaukee Admirals take the home ice tonight for Game 3 of the best-of-5 playoff series against the Texas Stars. The Admirals trail 2-0 in that series.
Setting a limited WTMJ News Time, 5:35.
Traffic is sponsored by Holiday Automotive, Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Greg Mansick here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, proudly celebrating their 65th anniversary with a story dating back to 1959. This sales event is anchored in gratitude for generations of Holiday fans everywhere to say thank you for your business, your loyalty, and trust over the years, and an invitation to you to experience the stuff that sets Holiday apart. Team Holiday makes car shopping fun and simple and pressure-free. Their transparent, simplified buying approach and follow-through, combined with a passion for delighting guests, has been making fans of Badger State drivers for over 6 decades. That's a lot of fans, and I'm one of them. With Memorial Day and summer near, now is perfect timing to connect with Holiday and explore all that's new from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Score the season's best offers, get more for your trade, and enjoy Holiday's genuine hospitality. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
All right, let's bring in our guy, meteorologist Brendan Johnson. Brendan, good afternoon.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good, man. I want to tell you, I appreciate you. I was flipping the channels last night when I got back into town, and I was happy that I could see you on TV letting us know where we were at and what was going on.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a long evening. You know, we were expecting that second round to be a little bit feisty, as it was. But that third round that came in late in the evening, I mean, it was a function of that sunshine that just came right out after that second round that, I will admit, caught us a little off guard. We didn't expect to get, tornado warnings. We did expect to get some isolated storms, but they all congealed together. And boy, what made for an interesting evening, I'll tell you that.
So 2 EF0 tornadoes?
So we had 2 tornadoes from the earlier storms in the afternoon. So one was an EF0 tornado that wound up touching down over in Illinois in Boone County and then traveling 14 miles, eventually lifting by Fontana and Geneva, just south of Geneva Lake in Walworth County. That had max winds of 80 miles per hour, again, EF0. And then another one touched down, EF1, just south of Darien in Walworth County. This was only on the ground for just under a mile, so very short-lived. This actually did some damage, or at least near a horse farm. And one of the meteorologists that was out there, his name's Tim Hallbach. He's our warning coordination meteorologist. Great guy. He was one of the folks on the survey team. And he says that the couple was actually visibly shaken at the horse farm. The woman was actually standing a few feet to where a door blew in and was actually feeding the horses. So the couple farmers there were visibly shaken, but that's where they picked up that EF1 damage around that property. So this, guys, turns us to 4 tornadoes in the state of Wisconsin so far for 2024.
What about hail? What about wind damage? What did we see as a result of all that activity yesterday?
Sure. So we clocked a couple of 50 to 55 mile per hour winds at the Milwaukee Mitchell Airport as well as near Waukesha, just south of the interstate. So a couple of confirmed, 50, 55 mile per hour winds. Of course, we had trees down numerous locations. A lot of quarter-inch sized hail reports across the area. I mean, we had that hail falling in Pewaukee. We had hail really across a good portion of southeastern Wisconsin. Biggest report out of Oak Creek, 1.5 inch diameter hail. That was ping pong ball sized hail. So, I mean, that stuff's going to do some damage. And I had heard some reports that we had some dented cars and, folks driving through it and also accumulating almost as if it looked like snow.
And then right after, it did look like snow, Brendan. Mm-hmm. And then right after, it was like fluffy clouds and blue skies in Milwaukee. What's with that?
Yeah. Yeah, so it cleared out quickly. We wound up having some dry air mix in back after that second round. So it's hard to delineate. There were 3 technical rounds of the storms yesterday. The morning round, the afternoon round, which we thought was going to be the main show, but some dry air mixed in behind that second round and wound up giving us enough sunshine to further destabilize the atmosphere. That sunshine was a key ingredient for some of the severe weather. So we were expecting to see some isolated thunderstorms bubble up late in the evening. We did not expect them to get that strong. That was a function of that sunshine that ultimately was that factor of the forecast that didn't quite pan out as exactly as expected. So we wound up with some stronger storms.
It was strange. I flew in from the East Coast, and we were getting ready to leave the East Coast. They said there's really bad weather in Milwaukee. We're not sure. Stay tuned. And then we got in the air, and we landed at 5:45. So we landed after the one round, and there was bright sunshine.
John, you just missed it.
We barely made the window, and then I got home, and it came back.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Hey, very lucky. You kind of hit it at the perfect timing. But I know there were, a lot of folks that were, dealing with power outages from these storms the other night, and of course, dealing with some, tree damage out and about. So some cleanup today. At least we had a nice day for it, but the rain. And it's just showers this time. No severe weather. I will not be breaking into programming again. But come our way tomorrow and into the early part of our Friday. So 55 only tomorrow with these scattered showers around. Looks like we could have a wet commute, I-94 down to the state line. Sunshine's back on Friday, high of 60. And then over the weekend, I wouldn't be too terribly concerned about the rain chances here. It's going to be really hit and miss. Could have around Friday night and early Saturday. I think most of Saturday's dry. A slight chance maybe we get a few pop-up showers in the day. And then Mother's Day, mainly dry again, upper 60s. We'll watch to see if we get another round of rain late Sunday into Monday. I don't have a major system heading towards us. It's honestly just the fact that we're in this northwest flow aloft. So you get these little pieces of energy that come through. Could give you a couple of scattered showers.
What are those highs on Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, 62 Saturday, 68 on Sunday, and then by Monday into Tuesday, upper 60s to around 70 degrees. So honestly, not too bad.
Meteorologist Brendan Johnson. Thank you, Brendan.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
Yes, sounds good. All right, Debbie's going to help get you home. Then we want you to weigh in on this segment. If you have a job right now that's leaving you less than inspired, are you not inspired by the job you're doing, but you continue to do it? We would love to hear from you. Is your job uninspiring? You can call or text. We'd love to take a couple of phone calls, 855-616-1620. I'm going to tell you about an interesting survey. That's why we're having this discussion. Are you uninspired at work? 855-616-1620. Tell us why you're uninspired. What's going on?
Please call.
Call now. 855-616-1620.
It's like playing baseball in the house.
Mom, Dad broke the window.
Without the risk of...
Again.
That. Every Thursday at 8:40, play virtual baseball on Wisconsin's Morning News. Step up to the virtual plate and test your mettle against the best.
Swing and a drive to right.
It's virtual baseball, presented by Siding Unlimited. Only played here on WTMJ.
If you just bought a home, let's talk about your housewarming. We don't mean the party kind. We're talking about the literal kind. The kind that comes from adding insulation. Hi, I'm Randy Miller from All Right Home and Remodeling. You probably know that insulation improves energy efficiency and makes it warmer inside. But did you know that right now you can take advantage of multiple tax incentives and rebates, saving you thousands? That's the kind of party we're talking about. Learn more at ALLRITE remodeling.com.
John Mercure here for Town Bank. It's Town Bank, Wisconsin's bank. It's part of the Wintrust family of community banks. I love Town Bank because they're involved in the community. They help make a difference, and I want to be with companies that help make a difference. They've also got the best banking solutions and best customer service. I know what you're thinking. I do all my banking online. I pay my bills online. I use the app, all of that stuff. This has happened to me. There's going to come a time where you're going to need to talk to somebody. There's going to be an issue. They have the most robust online customer service. They're going to take care of you big time at Town Bank. Total Access Checking is what I have, free ATMs nationwide. They've got Junior Savers Club accounts for the kids. All sorts of great stuff for the little ones in your family. It's Town Bank. Amazing CD rates. Stop banking the same old way, expecting different results? Bank new and different with Town Bank. It's Town Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Jeff Kowal. As the founder of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist, I'm often asked what we mean when we say the Kowal way. At Kowal Investment Group, we know that you've sacrificed to build a life for the ones you love. Our goal is to help you achieve your vision of retirement and enjoy what's most important to you, spending time with family, traveling, and enjoying each day. We're often reminded that the most important things in life aren't things. We can help you enjoy the blessings of life, free from worries about money. We always act as fiduciaries with your best interests in mind. That's the Kowal way. When you have $750,000 or more in investable assets, you know that every decision matters in your path to retirement. Now is the time to make one more smart decision. Call Kowal Investment Group today at 262-522-4040. That's 262-522-4040. Or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your complimentary, no obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
All right, let's get a look at the roads and get you home with Debbie Lazica. Hey, Deb.
Hello. Well, looks like things are getting a little bit more complicated now. We've got an accident on southbound 894 just south of Greenfield Avenue. The 3 right lanes are blocked because of this crash. You can only get by in that far left. Unfortunately, it is backing things up through the Marquette, well, that would be really bad. No, through the Zoo interchange in all directions. So be careful with that. Seeing delays from before Blue Mound Road all the way down through, for example. On eastbound 94, backing up from about Highway F all the way through past the Gerke's Corners area, past Brookfield Road. Then you'll be back on the brakes heading past Highway 100 through the Zoo because of that other accident. And then back on the brakes again from 92nd Street through the stadium. Westbound is backed up. We do have a crash on the ramp from 794 straight through the Marquette. So that's something to keep in mind. Luckily, that one's out of traffic. We're going to see delays pretty much past that all the way to Hawley Road. And then you're riding the brakes all the way from Highway 100 all the way to about Calhoun. Westbound 894, I haven't mentioned that very much, but it is still backed up because of the construction zone out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to about 68th Street. I'm Debbie. Oh, by the way, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you do happen to see something we should know about, give us a call on that WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line. It's so helpful. 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
We'd love for you to be part of the conversation. Give us a call at 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Give us your take on this survey. Maybe you can relate to it. 38% of Americans, almost 40%, all right? 38% say, quote, I've never felt more uninspired at work than now. So this isn't just you're not thrilled with work, you're not really happy. Have never felt more uninspired at work than now. 38%, according to a recent survey. 2,000 employed Americans were asked, and they say the lack of inspiration is directly impacting productivity. Another 38%, so now we're over 70%, admitted to feeling only somewhat inspired at work.
Wow.
So 38% never felt more uninspired. Another 38% only somewhat inspired. That adds up to, 72%? 76%, excuse me.
What do you think they're blaming? Do you think they're blaming their boss?
A lot of them blame work environment, and part of it's the boss. A lot of it is their work situation as far as their workspace. They don't like their workspace. They feel like they don't have ways to get away from their desk during the day and stretch, grab a snack. They're overworked. Work setting plays the most significant role, according to the survey. 37% of those with a work routine consider it to be stale. 37% consider their work routine to be stale.
I can tell you ours isn't.
We don't have time for it to be stale.
No.
It's different every single day.
Moment by moment.
I love that, don't you?
Yes.
I love having you in this chair because I love breaking news.
Me too.
And I love when you're on the seat of your pants and you don't know what's going to happen next and you're figuring it out. And a lot of people get freaked out They don't like, they want the routine. They want to come in. They want to know exactly what's going to happen. I love it when it's going crazy.
Well, and that's what kind of made me want to change my career. Like, I don't want to be doing the same thing. I want to keep growing. And I thought, well, maybe one day I could do that, or should I say day one? And I chose day one to come to radio, and I want to keep challenging myself, and I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to feel uninspired. That's
so
horrible.
What do you think after doing this for a little less than 3 months? Well, how is it different than, I want to get your perspective because I was in TV for a long time too. When people ask you what's the most different about this job from what you did in TV, what is it?
I think that I wish that I would have done it sooner. I wish I would have gone to radio sooner.
I felt the same way.
Yeah. I feel like I can actually tell the full story. And so many times you're micromanaged to the point where it has to be 1:05, or you only are put into a certain amount of time.
Yep.
And I don't know what the right word is, but it seems like television is a little more robotic. Like, it's so rehearsed.
Everything you say.
Everything you say, even to a toss, to to Deb, or to the weather, it's all written out for you. And with radio, it isn't. You fly by the seat of your pants,
And it's fun.
So much more fun.
Yeah, it's so much more rewarding. Speaking about the time thing, I remember when it hit for me, I was doing a story on TV at Channel 4 on a girl who got killed by a pit bull. And I had really emotional sound from her mother. And so I had really good sound. And I had to call in the station because my package, that's the piece of tape you see on TV, was 1:21. And it had to be 1:10 or less. And they told me no. I had to cut 11 seconds out of this grieving mother because I couldn't get permission for the story to be longer than 1 minute and 10 seconds. I was like, are you kidding me?
I know.
So here, when they pitched this deal to me a long time ago, they said, we're going to give you 3 hours, and we trust you. You can talk about what you want. You can decide how long you talk about different things. If you want to talk to book authors, great. Politicians, great. News of the day, like the crazy couple having sex in the Waukesha jail, you can do that. This thing we're doing now about uninspired work, and it's just more rewarding. I love TV, so I won't badmouth TV. It was great for my career, but this is more rewarding, though.
Oh, trust me, I've had so many rewarding days with television, but yeah, you have to be inspired. And I remember one boss, Jeff Kiernan. He was I love him, by the way.
Me too. He hired me in TV.
He was asking me what I love it. He goes he was just meeting me. He goes, what don't you like about the newsroom? And I said, people who have no passion and shouldn't be here. Seriously, if you don't have the passion, you should not be in the newsroom.
Yep.
And that's how I feel. I don't know how other people feel in their fields, but I mean, I think it translates everywhere, even into healthcare, finance. If you don't have that fire behind you in your job, I mean, I see so many people, a lot of my friends love the routine. And they love their money and that bonus that they get.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I don't know.
I see that too. You know, I got out of media for a year. I was in TV for 20 years, and I got out and took a corporate communication job for an insurance company. They offered me almost literally double the money I was making. They gave me 6 weeks of vacation, and I reported directly to the CEO because he watched me on TV and he loved the work I did. So he liked me. So he hired me and paid me a ton of money. I hated it. It was boring. I felt like it was unrewarding. I'd go home at night at 4:30 because I got to leave every day at 4:30. And I would just say to Michelle, my wife, what am I doing? There's I'm not making a difference. This isn't interesting. He gave me my first project, and I did it, and I handed it back to him in like 3 or 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I said, how is it? He said, oh, it's really good, but come in here. We have a problem. This was when they still had day timers, and everybody had a calendar and a booklet that they carried around. He opened up the book and he said, see that red line? That's you. And he said, I had this project going for 10 days and you got it done in 4. And I said, okay, well, do I need to revise it? Do you need more detail? What's the matter? He said, no, it's really good, but take it back to your desk and just look it over, check out Facebook, bring in a magazine to read because I have this down for 10 days. And I was like, are you serious? That's what's wrong with insurance companies.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Okay, blast from the past. When I was in Madison back in 2011, I wanted to make some extra money, and they were having me anchor at the Fox 5 days a week because an anchor just quit abruptly. And then I still wanted to have my reporting chops going because, you're hungry.
Yep.
So I asked the news director, I said, can I still work on Saturdays? And so I was anchoring, and I had to produce my own show too, Monday through Friday, and I loved it. And then on Saturday, I shot my own thing, I edited my own thing, and I reported. And then I'd be live in the newsroom. And 5 of the reporters, which was basically the whole newsroom, they said, "Why are you doing that? You're making us look bad."
Yep.
I'm like, what? I was like,
I'm just hungry. I'm just doing it.
I'm like, I'm seriously fine.
So at the same company, and this is what finally made me leave, I would stay till like 4:45 to finish up whatever I was working on. My boss called me in the office. My boss said, "We have a problem." I said, "What is it?" "You're here every day late." I said, "Well, I'm here like till 4:45.
What is that?
He said, "Everybody else leaves at 4:30, and you're making everybody else resentful of you. They don't like you because they think you're trying to brown nose and stay." I was like, and
that was me too.
Yeah. And he told me, "We don't do anything here that's so important that it can't wait. Just leave it on your desk and come back the next day." That's when I was like, I need to get out of here.
I see your texts. I get it. People get what we're saying.
Yeah. It is 5:56 at WTMJ. Here's some business headlines. Logan Hansen at the Milwaukee Business Journal.
These are